Hey everyone, welcome to Darkest Dungeon. Gonna do a new playthrough for this game that is still in early access. Pick up on Steam. Been playing it a little bit on my own, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very dark game, lots of death and everything. It's a turn-based RPG roguelike dungeon crawler. Quite a mouthful, a lot of different genres kind of mixed in together, but pulled off very well. It's a very intriguing game, so we're gonna get started here. This is my main campaign. I'm in week 13. Started off really rough. Hopefully, this playthrough will be a little bit easier at the beginning. The letter to begin, name. Go with the channel name, Gamer Control. Hit enter. And enjoy the little cinematic.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
There we go. Sets the stage for you. Basically, this old mansion, our forefathers went digging down into the depths of the basement and the lower dungeons of our estate and unleashed hell, basically, and just tons of dark beasts and monsters and horrors and everything seeped out and drove everyone mad and destroyed the entire town. But now, since it's our birthright, we have the fun challenge of hiring heroes to come back and try and take back our estate and restore it to its former glory. But first, we have to get there after our wagon crashed. So, start off with the wagon crash before you get to the town, the little hamlet, and that sets the stage as a tutorial to help you get through so you understand controls and everything. So start off with map navigation. You are currently in a room, the one with the torch right here. To move forth, click on another room in the map display, this square rectangle right here. This will take you to the connecting hallway. Click out of that, move to this room.
Run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Hallway movement. While in a hallway, press D to move forward, A to move back. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead or behind the party to move them. Now, the one thing I really like about the game is the narrator that chimes in while you're playing. When you're playing by yourself, it's a nice effect for immersion, just to have him talking about what's going on. Like when you get a critical hit, he'll like talk about how it bolsters your resolve of your party members, and how if you get critically hit, he'll talk about how the darkness seems to be choking around you and whatnot. And it's just the narration when you're playing by yourself is a lot of fun. But since I'm doing a let's play for this, I turned the narration voice way down, so I'll probably be talking over him a bit. So just leave a comment about that, what you would prefer, if you'd like to hear him over me or me over him. But anyway, A and D to move forward and back. Move forward. Into combat, automatically taking a hit. We're going to take a bleed effect. Kill the enemy. Combat is turn-based. On your hero's turn, click a skill icon and then click on a highlighted target. If you can't select a particular skill, it's because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot where there are no valid targets. Mouse over the skill to see the requirements. Now, the way combat skill works, you can have 4 people in your party, and there's 4 slots. Front slot, second, third, and fourth slot. Same goes for the enemy, first, second, third, and fourth. Now, the way the skills work is the first requirement is it takes your position into account. So for the skill Open Vein, you can see on the left side those green, I think those are green, the green dots show that you can use this ability if you're in the first 3 slots of your party. Next, it takes into account the enemy positioning. The red dots on the right side of the little tooltip show that if it can only target an enemy in the first 2 slots. So once that's all met, everything else is information about what the skill does. It's a melee attack, has an accuracy base of 85. It does 15% less damage than your damage stat, which is 5 to 11 weapon base. However, if it hits, the target has a chance to bleed for 2 points a round for 3 rounds. Now, everything has a... After... How to explain this properly? There's basically 2 roles in a combat. The first role is if your skill actually hits and does damage, if any, to the opponent. So that's the accuracy base of 85, which if we select the skill and hover over, you can see the hero to hit is 83% because he has a dodge of 2%. Dodge of 2 deducts 2% from our chance to hit. So we have an 83% chance to dodge total. Now, this ability also does bleed for 2 points a round for 3 rounds. He has a bleed resist of 25%. So that's the second role, is the status effect that can be applied to a target. Not every ability does status effects, like Grape Shot Blast doesn't do any status effects, so you just have one roll to see if the attack hits or not. The second roll for this one, of course, is for the bleed. He has a 25% chance to resist, so basically we have a 75% chance if the first roll goes through to cause him to bleed. Another thing to mention is if you look at Grape Shot Blast, you can see how the 3 red dots are connected with a line. That means that when you use this attack, it will hit all 3 of those highlighted dots. These 3 slots, if there are enemies there, it would hit 3 targets. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. And his last ability here that we could use is Take Aim. He could use that in any of the 4 slots. Basically, just a self buff to increase his accuracy and his crit chance. Alright, little spiel there about how the game works. We're just going to start with Open Vein. It connected 7 damage, but he resisted the bleed effect. So that's unfortunate. Alright, we're on to our Crusader, Reynauld. He has Smite attack. He can use because he's in the first 2 slots. He can attack either the first or second enemy. It's melee, has 80% accuracy, and a self buff for just this attack. If the monster that you're attacking is unholy, it'll do 15% increased damage to it. However, this guy is just a human. He's a brigand cutthroat, so we're not going to do increased damage. Next one, my personal favorite, is Zealous Accusation. He can use because he's in the first 2 slots, and it attacks the first 2 targets, both together. It does 40% less damage, but it attacks both, and it has a fairly high accuracy of 80%, so it's a very nice attack when you got a lot of enemies. You also have Stunning Blow, 85% chance to hit, but it does 67% less damage, and it has a 100% chance to stun the target, but he has a 25% stun resist, so you have 75% chance to stun him if he passes the if he actually lands the attack, which he has an 85% chance of doing. Well, 83% because this target has 2 dodge. And then self-buff, Bulwark of Faith, melee, Torch +5. Torch is up here. We'll get into that later in the first real run. And it increases his protection by 20%. Protection stat, I'm not quite sure how that works yet. I'm not sure if it just increases your chance to dodge or to resist status effects. I'm not sure. Anyway, he has 8 HP left. We have a 78% chance of hitting him with Smite for 7 to 13 damage. So there's a chance that we can kill him outright. Which we got a critical hit and killed him outright. I banish thee. So we got rid of him pretty good, took some damage, and we still have the bleed effect on us. Even after combat ends, you'll keep status effects, and the way that works is each room, you have these are 2 rooms, and then you have the connecting hallway, which have 4 sections in between them. Each section of the hallway counts as 1 round, 1 turn. So he has it for 2 more rounds, so move 2 hallways will take 1 damage, so we'll take 2 more damage before the bleed effect expires, and by that time we'll be in the next room. So move forward. Interactive objects. As you're going through hallways, you'll find interactive objects like this tent. There'll be altars and backpacks and different things that you can loot. Sometimes you get something good from them, like gold or items. Other times you'll also get bad things like debuffs like bleed or blight, and other ones like traits, which we'll go over later. Clearly we're the ambushers' camp, the brigands' tent. Check inside the tent. The brigands left valuables inside. Gold, 25 gold and 1 emerald with a value of 500 gold. There's a lot of items like this. They're basically treasure items. They're different gemstones and stuff of that nature, which when you finish your run, it automatically sells it at the end and gives you the gold for it. So it's basically a trash item. Alright, his bleed effect's gone, and into the next room. Treasure chest, but also 2 enemies. Like fire's gonna hit both of us for 2. Rain of whips. Ooh, crit. Both bleeding, both stressed. Stress is another very important stat in the game, which we will go over after this initial tutorial area. Now, this guy right here, the Brigand Bloodletter, he actually takes up 2 slots in his party. So there's only 2 enemies, but this one guy takes up 2 spots. So, Open Vein, we can only attack this guy with because it only attacks slot 1 and 2, and he takes up both slots 1 and 2. This guy's actually in slot 3. However, if we use Grape Shot Blast, it attacks the first 3 slots, so it'll attack him and his buddy. Unfortunately, he won't get hit twice. He still only counts as 1 person, so if you do attack that hits multiple slots, if 1 person takes up multiple slots, they still only take 1 damage from it. So that's a bit disappointing, which it worked differently since he's, so massive, but they dodged. That's not good. You also get little comments from them every now and then. There'll be no more blood left for the leeches, because he just lost blood from his bleed effect. We could do Stunning Blow on this guy, but he has 50% chance to stun, and you do a lot less damage. Zealous Accusation would only hit this guy for less damage, so best off either doing Bulwark of Faith to increase our protection, since we're not going to kill anyone at this point. Even this is only going to do 6 to 12, and he has 35 health, so I think I am actually going to do the self buff. Alright, try another Grape Shot Blast. Another Blanket Fire. Punishment. Added another bleed effect. That's another thing. Buffs and debuffs and status effects can actually stack on top of each other. So he has one bleed effect on him from the punishment skill that the Bloodletter did earlier, which did damage and added the 1 damage per round for 2 rounds, I guess. If he would have done that again, it would have added the same amount on top of it. So instead of 1 damage per round for 2 rounds, it would do 2 damage per round for 4 rounds. So status effects, buffs, and debuffs are cumulative, which can be very good if you're applying them to the enemy, or very bad if they're doing it to you, which in this case is very bad because our guy's taking a lot of damage here. Another smite. He dodged it. Pistol shot. You know what, let's try and get rid of this back guy here. And of course he dodges it. Rain of Whips. Just keep stacking those bleed effects. It's horrible. No, I really hope I don't die in the tutorial. This is supposed to be very easy. Apparently I suck at this game too. Finally hits him. 11 damage. Ouch. Now this shows a new thing here. Death's Door. When you hit 0 HP, when a hero hits 0 HP, they don't die right away. They are at death's door. While in this state, they will suffer stat penalties, so they'll have decreased chance to hit, they'll do less damage, so on and so forth. Plus, any further damage done to them has a chance to kill them. If you heal them, it'll get them off death's door, so it's basically a last chance struggle for them once they get down to 0 HP. They all have a stat. If we right click on them, it goes into their character sheet here where we can see all their info. We come down to resistances, you see Death Blow. There's a 67% chance, so about a 2/3 chance that any damage while he's on death's door will kill him. Or that he'll resist dying from any damage taken. There's a 1/3 chance that damage will kill him when he's on death's door. See if we can kill this guy back here. Yes! Crit for 17. And when you crit, it actually reduces the stress stat that we were talking about. Alright, he survived. Death Blow! No! We lost Reynold! He did not survive. The first of many heroes has given their all in service to you. You have the option of retreating from combat and abandoning this quest to save the others or press onward. The choice is yours. If this is a tutorial, retreat is unavailable. That's fantastic. All we can do is take aim or open vein. Only does 4 to 9 damage, so there's no way we're gonna kill him. Which means he's gonna get another hit in. Did dodge, but and our bleed effect. The bleed effect we had on him killed him. Sometimes you get loot from killing enemy, from finishing combat, which is nice. Got 275 gold, a jade, which will sell for 250 gold, and 2 deeds, which we'll talk about that once we get to the town. Quest complete. But we lost someone in the tutorial. That is so sucky. Oh. Cause blight. That's fine though. Stress will persist even if you exit the dungeon and go back to the town and then enter a new dungeon. Stress will always remain the same. However, if you leave a dungeon, you'll come back to full HP, so we don't have to worry about that blight he just got or the fact that his health is so low. We can just exit dungeon, and he'll be back to full health. Get this post-mission screen. Quest reward of 5,000 gold. Collected treasure. Again, the totals up the gold that you collected and then sells the gems and stuff that you got during it. So we got an extra 1,000 gold from that, and collected heirlooms. 2 deeds. Reynold died. Just a skull for him. That's very unfortunate. Now he leveled up from 0 to level 1. He's an apprentice now. You get Resolve XP for finishing. I think just for winning dungeons. I don't think you get it for losing a dungeon. But he leveled up. He'll get level 2 once he gets 6 more Resolve XP, and he's at 34 of 100 stress. Now this is kind of a gamble right here. This glowing thing right here, sometimes you get this at the end of a mission. It can either be a good or bad trait. We'll click it to get stress faster. It's green, so that's actually a good one. If his stress is above 50, which is generally bad, he'll actually not consume any food, so that's actually good. They get hungry during long quests, and you have to feed them, or else they'll suffer more stress and lose HP, and it's a very bad downward spiral from there.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
I love the narration in this game. It's so well written. The voice is so distraught and dark. When you come back to the estate, the little hamlet here, you get a little activity log summation screen for week 1. Each time you go into a dungeon and come back out, it's basically a week. So week 1, we unlock the ruins. Dismas, or Dima, however you want to say his name. He leveled up. He successfully escorted you. You're essentially the person that's controlling the upgrades and helping the heroes. They're the ones that are actually fighting. So basically, they escorted you to the hamlet, but Reynold met his end on the old road. Very unfortunate. We only have one hero. And currently, these are the quest goals. You have... Eventually, you'll be able to unlock levels where you'll be able to fight the bosses, like the Apprentice Necromancer, Swine Prince, Wizened Hag, Necromancer, so on. You have the roster goals. Raise a Leper, which is a class. This guy is a Highwayman to resolve level 6. So if we can get him to level 6 without dying, since it's permadeath, basically all of the classes, they want you to raise to level 6 as part of the roster goals. So we come out of this. Get help where you may. On any screen in the game, press and hold H to seek contextual help for controls in that mode. Don't really need that right now. Only 2 buildings unlocked right now. Graveyard to view our fallen heroes.
Covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Reynold, Seeker Crusader, succumbed to Blight. Brigand, Bloodletter is who killed him. So that'll keep track of all of the heroes that we lose during this playthrough, which will, if the tutorial is foreshadowing, then we're going to lose a lot of people. And the stagecoach is very important, is your hero lifeblood.
Fools and corpses, all will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
You'll need to recruit these 2 heroes to fill out your party of 4. 3 now, since we lost someone and we apparently weren't supposed to. Drag and drop them into your roster. While you're here, spend some of your starting resources on upgrading the stagecoach network, so increase the number of heroes available here in the future. To upgrade, click the plus symbol on the left and then click the upgrade. And this applies to most buildings. You'll have this little plus button over here on the side, and this is where these what do they call them, heirlooms, come in handy. You have busts, portraits, deeds, and crests. Different buildings require different heirlooms to upgrade, and you can only get the heirlooms by going on quests in the dungeon. Now, they actually did give us a third hero since we lost our main guy there, so that's actually pretty nice. Now, they gave us some starting heirlooms just so that for this tutorial purpose we can upgrade the stagecoach network. Increases the number of recruits available for hire. This change will take effect after you return from your next quest. So we increase that. We'll have 3 people to choose from again. And there goes the narrator again. And then the hero barracks increases the size of our hero roster. We currently can hold 9 heroes at a time. Only 4 can go out on a quest at a time. And that's actually where we get into the stress system, which I'll talk about now. As you can see, Decimus has accumulated 3 bars of stress. If we hover over here, you can see he has 34 of 100 stress, which is actually, for just having done the tutorial mission, that's actually pretty high, which isn't very good. But basically, the higher the stress gets, if you get him all the way to 100 stress, he'll basically crack his sanity. He'll lose his sanity, and most people, they'll get a negative quirk, which a lot of people get like paranoid, where they'll start freaking out in the mission, not listening to your orders. Coward is a possible one, I think, where they'll actually change what party position they're in. Like if he's in slot 2, if he has coward, he'll run away to slot 4 so that the people in front of him are taking damage before him. And they generally just start freaking out when they get to 100 stress. And eventually we'll unlock the Abbey in the tavern, which offers services where they sit out a mission and you pay money and it'll reduce their stress level for you. So it's good to have a lot of heroes to choose from, so some can be getting stress relief while others go out and do missions. Now, the opposite can also happen for getting to 100 stress. I actually had this happen one time in my main playthrough. I had someone get to 100 stress and they actually gained the heroic quirk, where they actually started doing more damage and started lowering the stress of my other heroes. So there is a chance that good can come from it, but it's a very, very low chance, and it's random depending on whatever hero you have that reaches that stress point. Alright, that took a lot longer than I expected, actually, because I failed horribly in the tutorial level. So we'll go over the rest. We'll go over different quirks, how that works, some of the base stats, equipment, resistances, all this other stuff. We'll go over that in the next video, where we'll go embark on a new quest. And quests can take anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes, I want to say. So we'll probably get 1, maybe 2 quests in if it's a quick quest per video, and we'll see how it goes. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.